What's up, card folk and wargamers alike? My name is Dex, and today we are watching the tournament for the Grand Finals, January 15th, 2022. We've got Speedrobo versus Lycanis. They've already started their draft here. Lycanis is going first and Speedrobo is going second. They're drafting very quickly here. Both players only on 10 seconds and 5 seconds of their time so far, and 4 units and 3 units respectfully outside on the battlefield. So, Speedrobo is a 2-time tournament winner. He's also a commentator here on this channel. And Lycanis is a 1-time tournament winner and has playtested the game since the game wasn't even on Tabletop Simulator. So he's got a lot of experience on this game. And yeah, both players are very strong here. We've got 2 priests on the battlefield per player, which is very exciting. It makes a lot of sense. Arangard's got a lot of high health units. They're going to need a lot of healing. Like this knight, like these Battering Rams. We've got a Battering Ram dual face-off. This is exciting, a mirror match. And both players are going to be taking things like Spellcradle Seraph here, I imagine. Or not. Because Spellcradle Seraph gives +1 spell power, which will help with the Ram ability on Battering Ram. It'll just deal an extra damage when it does that. I think that might be what Speedrobo's going for here. I imagine Speedrobo's going to try and fill up his board based on what he's already started with. He's got the Squire and the Apprentice Wizards out. And he likes to fill up his board as much as he can for those actions. Lycanis, however, has taken a Catapult on the front line, which is so awesome to me. This thing has an insane threat range. It's got 4 range, but he's put it on the front line, so it can target any of the hexes behind these lines I'm drawing right here. So everything is in danger from that frontline catapult. And this Tactician in the back, giving it +1 power or +1 range, that could be really strong. But don't forget, it can also give +1 movement, which could help a lot with this knight in the future of this game. It allows for a lot of targets, which can be quite intimidating for the other player. I'm not sure Speedrobo knows how to fight this. I think, from what I've heard, he might be drafting the Grand Wizard. He is! Oh! I think he's played this card every game this tournament. He says it's really good. I believe him. This thing can deal 4 damage at 3 range with an Arcane Blast. You can do that 3 times because it's got 6 mana and that costs 2 mana. Spellcradle Seraph can give that an extra spell power or cast range, which is huge. This Grand Wizard has 5 damage potential per round, which is absolutely crazy. It's a huge amount of damage. But it also has this teleport ability where he can relocate a target unit within 3 range of its original hex. This is a really strong ability with Battering Ram, for example, because it can just be teleported adjacent to a unit and deal 5 physical damage with its Ram ability, and it will be completely fine because 8 health, armor 2, it's not gonna die easily. And he's got both these priests in the back line to stop that from happening. Lycanis up here is going for a much more elite looking army, which is really exciting. He's got an angel as well, giving shield 2 to whatever he wants within 3 range, or resurrecting a 5 gold cost ally. Given that he's gone for mostly higher gold cost units, I don't think he'll be using that this game, but he will probably be using that shield ability to great effect, which should stop Speedrobo in his tracks if he is trying to kill something which is low on health already. That just bumps up the health by another 2, then Priest can heal whatever damage they've taken. It's a very solid combo, especially with Battering Ram, which is armor 2 and 8 health again. It's just gonna be tanking so many hits. It's really interesting that both players have gone for this strategy, though, with Battering Ram. They're going to be trying to tank each other's hits, and it'll be a question of who can outlast the other in this game. Dawnbringer Paladin from Speedrobo. This makes a lot of sense. This card is imbued, and if we look at the back of the card, this unit deals its combat damage as magical damage. This will get through this armor that the Battering Ram has, so it's a really, really solid counter right here. Because don't forget, Battering Ram has no power, which means it will not be retaliating whenever it's hit. This means that Dawnbringer Paladin can safely run in and whack that Battering Ram for a solid 4 damage, taking it down to half its health. It's a good way to deal with the card. I'm not sure what the Enforcer does here for Lycanis. I'm not sure why he's drafted this card, because there is only really the Dawnbringer Paladin that he needs to be worried about disarming currently, because he's gone for a magic army right here. He's got his Spellcradle Seraph and his Grand Wizard ready to go, hit something at long range. I'm quite worried for his Grand Wizard though, now that I'm looking at it. Because this Tactician can just give +1 range to this Catapult. And this Catapult will hit that Grand Wizard and take it out in one go. Lycanis is first player, but he needs a whole move to set that up. It's going to force Speedrobo to use his Grand Wizard in round 1 if he gives +1 range to that Catapult, which could be really, really rough. Because Grand Wizard is a 15 gold unit, that's a solid chunk of his army that could just be eliminated from the board. Although this Shieldbearer down here is a really nice answer to that. He can just throw a shield on that Grand Wizard, make it have 4 health, essentially. And then it won't die from a hit from a Catapult. So that's not a bad answer. As I said in the beginning, he's trying to fill out his board. He's taking another Apprentice Wizard. That's only 2 gold. Make sure he's got all the slots out there so he can out-action his opponent, who has not got much space left. What? He's hit 71 gold? He's hit 71 gold and he's only got this amount of units? This is crazy! He's just taking expensive guys, and I think this might work. I've played against a very similar layout to this, where my opponent had an Archangel and a Battering Ram and an Ultra Knight, and it's really hard to deal with all those big tanky units in one go. Even if you have more actions. This Adept Tempest Mage, I'm not sure why he's drafted this guy. He can exhaust an enemy unit within 3 range, or deal a little bit of damage. I guess it's a nice answer to this Battering Ram. I don't think he does have a Dawnbringer Paladin in his kingdom. I think I would be drafting that instead, if I were him. But yeah, both players need this magic damage to deal with whatever comes their way with these Battering Rams, because of that solid armor too, which is really hard to break through otherwise. I'm enjoying this mirror match idea with these knights that Speedrobo's just placed down. There isn't much freedom left in what Lycanis can draft at this point. He can only get at maximum another 4 units on the field, and that's only if he drafts all 2 gold units. And he's not even, he's just putting 1 big unit down. That's crazy. He's got a Spellbreaker. This guy's magic resist 3 and can give target allied units magic resist 3. And I'm sure he's going to be using that on the Battering Ram right here, just to make it even more tanky. He uses this Angel, giving it shield 2. He uses this Spellbreaker, giving it magic resist 3. This thing can sit in the center with armor 2, magic resist 3, and 10 health. That's almost unbreakable. Even the Dawnbringer Paladin would not be able to take that thing out. But I think the Spellbreaker is a really solid choice against Speedrobo right here, because he's got the Spellcradle, he's got the Grand Wizard, and he's got the Dawnbringer Paladin. It can silence the Grand Wizard from 4 range away with his Quiet ability. That's just going to completely wreck him. Although these priests might have something to say about that when they remove the debuffs. Right, the players have begun the battle phase. And it is Lycanis to go first. And as I said, he's forcing that action. Yeah, he's got +1 range on that Catapult. And shield to save the Grand Wizard, just as I expected, to be honest. That makes a lot of sense. Both players have gone for very, very light heroes. They're both playing Tristan. Speedrobo's only taken a rest, so he can disarm anything within 2 range because it's combinable. But it has to be an adjacent unit, so he needs to walk up to the unit, hit it with a disarm. And similarly, Lycanis has taken Shield Bash to exhaust units. But that costs 1 mana, so he can only do that 3 times this game. Interesting that both players have gone for such light heroes, though. I guess they're just basing their choice on this solid hero profile and taking this guy for free. Because 2 movement, I guess not that good, but 3 power and 6 health, this guy's a bit of a tank. He's a solid unit to be taking, just for a free unit. That Catapult's just going to damage that Dawnbringer Paladin. I don't think that matters, to be honest, because, yeah, that priest is just healing that thing up. That damage was not very valuable. Both players taking 2 priests is crazy. There's not going to be much damage that isn't healed this game, especially on Lycanis' side with the Angel giving an extra 2 shield. Could be really strong for both players. 2 shields going on the Catapult this turn, though. Just making sure it doesn't die because it's on the front line. You wouldn't want this knight running up to hit it, this knight in the corner here. If it ran up and hit it in turn 2, that would be super, super unideal for Lycanis. So yeah, 2 shield on that Catapult makes a lot of sense to me. Speedrobo's just taking advantage of how many more actions he has than Lycanis does. It's just skipping his action and waiting for Lycanis to tap out all of his units. This is interestingly likely to be a reasonably static game, because neither player can get super close to each other because of their Battering Rams just being super defensive, honestly. Anything that comes near a Battering Ram might just die. It's 5 damage, it's a lot. And then they've both got some solid ranged units in Grand Wizard and Catapult. Now, if Speedrobo gives his Grand Wizard +1 cast range with that Spellcradle Seraph, he could do an Arcane Blast on that Battering Ram. And that would deal a solid 4 damage, taking it down to half health, just in one go. Although I think Lycanis might be about to stop that. He's going to put Magic Resist on the Battering Ram. Yeah! Lycanis has taken a solid draft to make sure that Battering Ram is not going to die. And I think it's a really cool decision. -1 power on the Dawnbringer Paladin. I'm not sure why he's doing that, because the Dawnbringer Paladin can't charge. I think that's a waste of a mana, to be honest. -1 power on the knight, maybe? That would have been a much smarter move, but yeah, -1 power on the Dawnbringer Paladin does nothing this turn. Speedrobo is still just tapping all of his actions. He's definitely playing to win. And then whatever mess starts happening at the end of this round is going to be the catalyst for whatever happens in the next round. And oh boy, there's going to be a lot of fighting. What's Spellcradle Seraph doing? +1 spell power to the Battering Ram. Oh, that's so cool. So what +1 spell power here is going to do? It's going to give Ram an extra damage, because it deals 5 physical damage currently. It'll now deal 6. And if Grand Wizard teleports that Battering Ram to anything, it's just going to deal straight 6 damage to whatever it's adjacent to. That could take out the Knight, that could take out the Spellbreaker. Not the Spellbreaker's too far away. It could deal another half damage to that Battering Ram. Better yet, if he puts that Battering Ram in the center, he's going to get the shield, and he can hit that Battering Ram in front of him. So this Battering Ram goes to the center, whacks this Battering Ram here. This will knock back all of the units, the Catapult will be misplaced, and the Tactician gets knocked off the board and dies. That would be a really strong combo for Speedrobo to do, and I think he might have seen it. He's a very good player, I don't see why he wouldn't have. And there's not much that Lycanis can do to stop it. That just looks like a dead Tactician to me. He's disarming his Battering Ram with Arrest, which is hilarious. Arrest, combinable target adjacent unit, is disarmed this round, which means it's not a target adjacent allied unit, so he can disarm his own guys. And that'll just get him an extra action because it's +1 action if not combined. So he's disarming this Battering Ram, which doesn't have power anyway. It doesn't matter if it's disarmed. Okay, yep, he's gone for this move that I was talking about. That's really cool. So he's just used Grand Wizard, his teleport ability, relocate target unit, to put the Battering Ram in the center, gain the shield, and push back these units. That kills the Tactician, deals 4 damage to the Battering Ram, and misplaces the Catapult. What an awesome move by Speedrobo. I'm really glad he saw that. Now he's got a lot of action agency right now because he's got, I count 5 units that aren't tapped right now, while Lycanis is all tapped out. But it looks like he just wants to sit back for now, which makes sense to me, honestly. There's not much else that is necessary. I'm not sure why he kept his Battering Ram in the center. If he'd moved into the hex, because Battering Ram can move into the unit's original hex if it kills it, or pushes it rather. If it was here, then it would be threatening this Knight, it would be threatening the Enforcer, it would be threatening the other Battering Ram. Although if he did that, he might get pushed back by the other Battering Ram himself, so maybe that isn't the best move. Speedrobo's in a solid position right now. He's just ruined the positioning that Lycanis set out last round. Although that damage is just going away because of these 2 priests. I'm not sure what Speedrobo's best action is here. I think he might just need to tap himself out a bit with these 2 gold units. But no, he wants to teleport his Battering Ram again? I think he should do that later in the round, to be honest. It is really cool to me, though, how he is just moving Battering Ram around the battlefield. It's just so easy. But yeah, he is just going to tap out his 2 gold units. Lycanis is at a loss for what to do. He's not got enough units to keep up with what Speedrobo is doing. He's just going to have to move back and hope for the best, I think. Speedrobo just keeps skipping him out, though. That Catapult is in a really disadvantageous position, unfortunately. Oh, he's going to shield bash the Battering Ram. I like that move a lot, because it removes the threat entirely of this Grand Wizard teleporting the Battering Ram and having it do something this round. It's a really good idea. Although that does put Tristan in threat range of his Grand Wizard and of his Knight and even his Dawnbringer Paladin. Maybe he's overextended himself a bit too much. He can easily kill it by zapping it with Grand Wizard Arcane Blast for 5 damage because of the +1 spell power from the Spellcradle. And then this Dawnbringer Paladin can deal 1 magic damage to adjacent units, so I don't see why he wouldn't do that. Although Lycanis could probably quite easily save him by just simply giving him magic resist with the Spellbreaker. That would prevent Speedrobo from doing all of that damage to Tristan. Yeah, absolutely no damage is happening here. All these priests just healing up their tanks. Both players have the exact same idea going on with this build. I do wonder how either player is going to have an opportunity to shift that Battering Ram off the center. It's all about keeping their Battering Rams alive this game. If either one of them goes down, I don't think the other player stands a chance. But since Speedrobo's Battering Ram is in the center, it's going to be Lycanis' job to take it out. See, I think here in this game, either of them should have drafted a Pegasus. It would be a really, really nice way to take out those priests in the back line, which they're both just clearly struggling to do. This game could become a little bit of a push fest of the Battering Rams just pushing each other off the center and then healing. I'm surprised Lycanis hasn't put magic resist on Tristan yet. Because if I were him, I would be kind of terrified right now. It's got +1 spell power on the Dawnbringer. I like that a lot, because the Dawnbringer's got his combinable ability to deal 1 magic damage to adjacent enemy units. So now he's dealing 2 to adjacent enemies, and if he goes to this Hex, he can hit both the Enforcer and Tristan in one go. And that's going to deal, yeah, a bit of extra damage. He doesn't need it on the Grand Wizard, because he's got it on the Paladin. It seems like Lycanis' Catapult might be relatively useless in the position that it's in right now, with both armies being static to a certain extent. Oh! But he brings back the Tactician with the Angel. That is awesome. No more dead Tactician, eh? So he won't need to move that Catapult back anymore. And that Resurrect ability does give the Angel +1 action, so he still has the ability to move around and get into position for a kill next round, if he can do that. He's not really close enough to do anything, though. At some point, either player is going to have to get up into the other's business. Lycanis has a good opportunity at some point to take out all those low health units, because they are just 1 hit away from exploding. +1 range on the Catapult. Doesn't really present that much of a threat. I'm not sure why he's done that move. I suppose it threatens the Dawnbringer Paladin a bit, but he's not going to be doing that until the end of the round, when the catapult is exhausted. So I don't think that helps Lycanis that much. Because the only thing in that threat range right now is the Battering Ram. Oh no, I'm completely wrong actually. He's still threatening these hexes. With +1 range, he does threaten the Dawnbringer Paladin. And he threatens Tristan. But the Dawnbringer Paladin's ability stops him from being able to be attacked. So that doesn't matter, because +1 range is just... he can't attack it. It doesn't do anything. That Enforcer should have taken 2 damage, I believe. That's actually my mistake there. The +1 spell power on the Paladin can only affect 1 instance of damage. So the Enforcer should not be taking 2 damage. Oh. Let's see how we can define spell power. Yeah, if the spell power of an ability with multiple targets is modified, only 1 target is modified. So you can't stack spell power on an aura ability like the Dawnbringer Paladin has and expect to do extra damage to all targets. So I was actually wrong about that. Oh. So Lycanis is moving his knight up. Not sure what he's planning on doing with this guy. He's a bit overextended if you ask me. Because he can just be taken right out by Tristan disarming and Grand Wizard hitting with an Arcane Blast. I think that might have been a mistake. He's just blundered that knight. There's not much he can do about it now. It's too late. He can give it magic resist and care a bit less about the Grand Wizard hitting him. See, I don't think that Speedrobo should have hit with Tristan either, because then the Grand Wizard would have had to deal with a magic resist, but Lycanis isn't giving it magic resistance either. I'm not sure what's going on here, because that knight looks very killable to me. Yep, there goes the Arcane Blast. Right, I think he did put magic resist on it. There's just no token that I can see. So otherwise that knight would be dead. Yeah, the players just didn't bother putting the magic resist token on it, and that's fine. They don't need it. Oh, never mind. He just shot it. He dealt 2 damage with a 2-range attack. Grand Wizard hasn't spent any mana, so he didn't need to Arcane Blast. He's just acting as a regular old archer. And that's enough to take out that knight with that Crossbowman. Saving his mana for later. I like that better. Speedrobo's got the right idea. There's a reason why he's in this final. In round 4 of the tournament, of all things. He's won 3 games before this. He's done a great job. Right, Tristan's going to shield bash the other Tristan. Oh no, the Battering Ram? Okay. Yeah, makes sense, I guess. Battering Ram's not going to be able to do anything. I'm not sure I like how overextended Tristan is, though. Like, sure, he's not next to the Dawnbringer Paladin anymore, but he is next to Tristan and the Squire. And the Grand Wizard. Looks like he might be dying this round. And, yeah. Moving him has just cost him his Tactician, because that AoE effect is so strong with the Dawnbringer Paladin. Although it might... I think that Dawnbringer Paladin's going to be dead this round, because now the Battering Ram can hit it. Although it can't be attacked, it can still be targeted by active abilities, like the Tempest Mage and the Battering Ram. Although maybe it's not quite enough, because Speedrobo has healed him. I think he'll keep him alive after all. Taking out the Crossbowman, just for a little bit of agency there. I think that's a good move. Not much else he can be doing at this point. Oh, and he takes out the Enforcer with the Knight. I didn't even see that move. Speedrobo is just running around at this point, taking out Lycanis' units left and right. Although both Battering Rams are still on the battlefield, neither player has managed to take out anything yet. That Knight is posing a massive threat to the Priest up in the top left corner, though. Battering Ram is whacking the other ones. Just both players making a play for the center here. Just trying their absolute best to hold it until round 7. But 7 rounds is a long time to be there. That Crossbowman moving up there is a real threat to the Priests in the top right. Looks like Speedrobo might be able to take out all of the Priests next round, which could be huge. If there's no healing on that Battering Ram in the center, it's just going to go down. Slowly but surely. Speedrobo has enough damage on the board that he can take it out. And he's disarming Tristan, which means, yeah, he's going to be able to take him out by whacking him with Tristan and then the Squire. He's just going to shoot it with the Grand Wizard, though. Which is absolutely fair enough, because it frees up that Squire to move probably up to the top left to, yeah, to target that Apprentice Wizard next round. Speedrobo's created a lot of threats for Lycanis to deal with next round. Oh! He's pushing that lot up that way. That saves the Apprentice Wizard, because the Apprentice Wizard is no longer next to the Squire, and it deals damage to the Paladin. I really like that move. It's a very creative way to deal with the threats that Speedrobo has put in place. It also saves his Spellbreaker, who has 4 health, bearing in mind the Dawnbringer Paladin does 4 damage. What did he take out there? I didn't see. It wasn't the Priest. Right, the Tempest Mage. That's absolutely fair enough. The Tempest Mage poses a bit of a threat, to be honest, being able to exhaust the units within 3 range. I would have preferred to take out a priest in that situation, though. But he is taking out a priest still on the right-hand side of the map with his crossbowman. Yep, Angel's just going to take out that Squire. Or was it Catapult? Something took out the Squire. It's a good idea to take out just the leftover threats on the board if there's nothing better that you can do. So I do like that move. What's the Spellbreaker doing here? Giving magic resist to his Battering Ram? Yeah, that makes sense. Grand Wizard's not going to be able to target him. Not to deal that much damage in this case anyway. But that Spellbreaker really is just running out of mana. Oh, and it's going to be dead now anyway. Oh, hang on. The Battering Ram is going to be able to kill 2 units in one shot here. Teleporting that ram up there is huge. He'll be able to kill the Spellbreaker and push the Catapult off of the map. And he's doing exactly that. That is such a great move. Because if a unit's pushed off the map, it counts as slain. And that will be why he took out the Tempest Mage earlier, because he did not want that Battering Ram to be exhausted so that he could make that exact move. I think this game might be for Speedrobo. Yep, and Lycanis has just conceded, as I would, to be honest, in this situation. He's lost all his big units. Fair enough. Well played by both players here. Speedrobo takes the cake, though. He's done a fantastic job. That teleporting Battering Ram is just, it's such a creative idea, and he utilized it very well. So yeah, if you're not already invested in the community, there's a great lot of us in the Discord server for Legacies Allure, which you can find through our website, legaciesalure.com, and come and play the game, come and learn it for yourself. And otherwise, follow our socials. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can watch more Battle Report content like this. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.